All right, so recall that in September of 2024, not long before Election Day, Hurricane Helene hit and in the southeast, and it made its way inland, north, and absolutely devastated areas of eastern Tennessee and western North Carolina. And Joe Biden was still president. The election had not happened yet. And there was an unimaginable amount of misinformation and disinformation going around at that time that Joe Biden was only giving people in those areas $750. That's all they were going to get. And that FEMA workers were only giving federal assistance to people in those areas who were Democrats, and they were not helping people who were Trump voters. And it resulted in some really batshit crazy stuff. And all of this was driven by Donald Trump. All of this misinformation was driven by Donald Trump. It resulted in National Guard troops in the area being confronted by militia members who were out hunting FEMA personnel, presumably to kill them, I guess, because they believed the lies that were coming from Donald Trump and right-wing media, that FEMA was refusing to help households of Trump supporters or Republican voters, all that kind of bullshit. Donald Trump drove that narrative. Donald Trump went to the area and held a campaign event with survivors of the hurricane and dramatically criticized the Biden administration for its response to Hurricane Helene in those red counties, basically. And so then we said, hey, let's give Donald Trump a second term. And we did. And almost immediately, he started laying the groundwork to do away with FEMA altogether. And now the Department of Homeland Security, under Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, is delaying millions of dollars in already approved recovery funds for Western North Carolina. Red counties. Donald Trump is doing that. Kristi Noem is doing that. Communities across, this is from the Washington Post. Communities across the region still need to be reimbursed for about 100 projects, including debris removal, wastewater treatment repairs, roads, bridges, damaged buildings and parks, as well as for emergency protective measures. The Department of Homeland Security is holding up more than $100 million in pre-approved funds intended to help hurricane-battered North Carolina clean up storm damage and fix infrastructure still in disrepair almost a year after Hurricane Helene hit the region. The governor of North Carolina is a Democrat. Even though these areas are red areas, the governor of North Carolina is a Democrat. His name's Josh Stein. He has been sending letters to DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, urging her to rapidly release disaster recovery funds that FEMA had already approved, which total about $115 million in public assistance grants. The state faces nearly $60 billion in storm-related damages, and Joe Biden pledged to cover all of those costs. And then we reelected Donald Trump. Little Donnie Two Scoops, Mango Mussolini, Comb Over Caligula, Commander in Beef. Anyway, this t-shirt is available at hawkmerchstore.com. It's fun to wear at protests. It's a great conversation starter. And it's made here in the USA. No overseas sweatshops for hawkmerchstore.com. Quality American merchandise. So please go check out our merch store at hawkmerchstore.com to see shirts like this, along with many others. Hoodies, t-shirts, jerseys, tank tops, V-necks, shirts for every gender you can imagine. hawkmerchstore.com. Have a great Sunday.